Hello, good morning. It is.
Hello.
Oh,
Good
volume.
morning.
Ah!
It is. Hello.
Oh! I keep doing that, yeah. I forget to turn everything off. My hair is blowing in the breeze because I have a fan on because it's very hot. Anyway, let's get started. It is Sunday, the 11th of August, everybody. At least it is here in real time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever you are watching this. I hope you're well. And I hope everything is good. We're going to continue today with episode 13 of Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot. What else is happening? Let me just go here. And what I want to say is, I've been looking at a lot of people have been watching these videos, and I just want to say, well, who am I, right? My name is Brian. I'm an English teacher living in Spain, in a city called Alicante. You can see here. Let's have a look. Here's Alicante. Over here. City here, close to Ibiza, the famous Ibiza, Valencia, Barcelona is up there. Anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing with this? I've noticed from the analytics on YouTube, because so many people have been watching, that they kind of come here because they've been searching for Agatha Christie or Hercule Poirot, and then they click on the link, and then they see, oh my God, there's an Irish guy playing video games. Well, what am I doing? I'm playing a video game of Hercule Poirot. It's quite a cool game. It's a murder mystery. It's a whodunit. It's quite fun. As an English teacher, what I'm trying to do here is kind of not just play video games, but I'm trying to explain vocabulary, try to building vocabulary for students, But, you don't have to be a student to watch this. And so, relax, have a cup of coffee, have a glass of wine, whatever you want. And have a look at what we're doing here, because I think it's quite funny. What I'm going to do is something different today. During the week, I've been looking at stuff about Agatha Christie. Like, Agatha Christie is the world's biggest selling murder mystery writer by far. She's absolutely huge. So what I would like to do, first of all, is show you guys something. And what it is it's called The Secret Formula to Agatha Christie's Murder Mysteries. It's only going to be like for a minute, okay? I'm just going to show you something for 1 minute, maybe a minute and a half. And we can check this out, because I think it's quite interesting. This is a TED Talk. So any of my students, watch TED Talks. They are amazing for language learning. Okay, so let's have a look at this quotation. The truth, however ugly in itself, is always curious and beautiful to seekers after it. The truth, however ugly in itself, is always curious and strange and beautiful to seekers after it. Okay, we're going to watch this for like a minute. I just think it's a very interesting little factoid about Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie is the best-selling novelist of all time, but in 1916, she wasn't even the most promising writer in her family. Her older sister Madge had already written several short stories, while Agatha hadn't published any. So when Agatha shared her desire to write a mystery novel...
So her sister, Madge, was a published short story writer, which is kind of interesting. And Agatha, I don't know what she was doing, but she hadn't started writing.
Madge scoffed. She bet that Agatha wouldn't be able to create a...
Oh, hang on. What I should do here is turn on the subtitles. Yeah, she scoffed. Yeah, to scoff is to laugh at someone. Ha ha! Yeah, to scoff at someone.
Compelling mystery, and certainly not something she couldn't solve. Today,
solve
the
a
novel that
problem.
came of that bet stands alongside almost 100 other mysteries written by Christie, each one a cleverly constructed puzzle box of clues, misdirection.
Misdirection. We call these red herrings. Herring is a type of fish. It's a red herring. We'll look at the etymology of it now in a second, okay? A red herring.
And human drama. So let's investigate how she crafted these perfect crimes. Christie designed her stories in many ways, but one of the most important decisions was the setting. From a remote island to a snow-stalled train car, she favored locations isolated from society. By restricting the scope of her stories, Christie limited possible suspects and built tension by forcing characters to stay put.
Okay, that's quite interesting. For any students doing Cambridge exams, one of the writing questions is writing a review. And so this is a very good kind of expression, you know. The book is set in 2050. The film is set in London in the 1870s. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the location when the story takes place, yeah? It's set.
Even with a killer among them. Sometimes she further heightened the drama by making the characters strangers, unsure who they can trust. But while her settings are eerie and extraordinary,
Eerie, spooky, scary, strange, weird.
her characters are just the opposite. One of the biggest criticisms of Christie's novels is that they're full of two-dimensional people. But Christie avoided complex characters for a reason. By reducing people to a handful of simple traits, she provided readers with predictable suspects.
A trait is a characteristic, yeah? Like your personality, a personality trait is your kind of, well, your personality is a characteristic.
Well, usually predictable. Christie also used the audience's expectations against them. However, this typecasting sometimes relied on what contemporary readers know to be harmful stereotypes.
To be typecast is like an actor, you know, like an actor who always plays a criminal, you know, and or kind of a hooligan or a thug or something like that, you know. And every film that they do, they are doing this role. And we say that is to be typecast. It's kind of like a stereotype. Now we have stereotypes, we have national stereotypes. The Spanish are dancing flamenco, drinking wine, and at the beach all day. This is a stereotype. It's not true. It's a stereotype. Americans are eating hamburgers and watching baseball all day. You know, this is a stereotype.
She frequently caricatured particular occupations and ethnic groups for comic effect, reinforcing the prejudices of her time. This is certainly not an element of Christie's work worth emulating, and fortunately, many modern mystery writers have found less problematic ways to use this technique.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. So, kind of interesting, I thought, that Agatha Christie, right, she's from the early 20th century, so different times, you know. People had stereotypes, ethnic stereotypes. Things were different back then, you know, so she is a person of her time. But I thought it was quite interesting that her sister was a published writer and made a bet, she scoffed at Agatha when Agatha said that she would like to write a story. So they had a bet to bet money, and yeah, she won. And that's where it all started. So it's kind of cool. There's some interesting things about Agatha Christie, which I will be looking into in the next streams. But anyway, like I said, everybody relax, sit down, take it easy, and we can enjoy the game. So we're going to get started. Let's have a look. Let me find the game. Here we go. Okay. Is it working? Yeah, here we go. Okay, new game. No. Continue. Okay, good. Okay, we're just loading. So, what else? What's been happening this week? Today is the end of the Olympics. the 2024 Olympics. Okay, here we are. So we finished the game the last day. We were talking to Angeline. Let's have a quick look at the people, just to give a review. Now, this is episode 13, everyone. If this is the first time you're watching this, go back and check out the other ones. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the characters. Angeline, she's the daughter of Cassandra. What evidence? She has a rocky relationship. She has a kind of a bad relationship with Cassandra. She has matured from when we first met her. She's unsure of the blackmail reason. She's been blackmailed. So that's another word for like extortion, to be extorted. And she cares about the major. The major is the dead body. We have Archibald. He's the butler. We can see from the confirmed evidence he's stressed, and he received a call for the major from somebody. Cassandra is Angeline's mother. Now, she's an interesting character in the story. She's desperate for money. She's widowed, the Viscount. Her husband has died, and she has financial problems. She hopes the wedding between Angeline and what's his name? Gedeon. Yeah, Gedeon will bring wealth, will bring money. To be wealthy. Spain is a wealthy country. David Beckham is a wealthy man. Jesus, it's difficult to say that, yeah? So she's hoping that the wedding between her daughter and Gedeon, because Gedeon is rich, will bring in the cash, yeah? Margaux and Cassandra are longtime friends. The major is, I would say was, because, you know, confirmed. Okay, Elizabeth, maidservant, she works in the place, not really much to do with the story. Ernesto is a factory owner. He worked with the major, the dead major, and he cares for Cassandra. Here's Major Felix Hagen. He's ex-military and he's involved in the workers' strike. So this is the dead body, everyone. This is the corpse, the cadaver. Yeah. Fleurette doesn't really matter. She was at the beginning of the story. Now we've got Gedeon. He is the fiance of Angeline. So let's look. Gedeon pays the first blackmail demand, the first extortion. He's a supporter of the unions. Power in the union. His brother, Zach, and Gedeon have a history with the major. There was a fight. Gedeon punched the major, and before he got murdered, which, yeah, suspicious. Gedeon was protecting Angeline. He was protecting his fiancée, and Hugo was invited by Gedeon. Now, Hugo, let's have a look at Hugo. Here's Hugo. He is a union leader, syndicate, or Spanish friends. Hugo and Jackie had a heated discussion. They had a big argument. And Hugo wanted to confront the major. He wanted to have an argument with the major. We've got Inge. She found the body. We've got Jackie. Now, Jackie's American. She's a newspaper mogul. She's a newspaper magnate. She's very powerful. She owns newspapers. She knows a lot about the guests. She's got the gossip. She was writing an article about Gedeon and Angeline. And Hugo and Jackie had a heated discussion again. So they had an argument. And Jackie wants information from Hugo. We've got Margaux, who is the countess. She does charity work. She has a shelter for, I don't know, homeless women. And they are long-term friends. She's long-term friends with Cassandra. Rihanna, I'm calling her, is the cook. And she took ice to the major. Zach is Gideon's brother. he was in the army and he was a medic. He's repressing something. He's got a little bit of PTSD. He's a bit traumatized, from the war. He's not very close to his brother. And again, they have a history. They've had arguments with the major who is dead. Let's find out what Rihanna says. What's new? Rihanna took ice to the major on her own accord. I was led to believe the major asked for ice to be brought to him, but Rihanna says otherwise. Okay, so I was told that the major asked for ice, but no, Rihanna brought him ice because he had a black eye. Okay, we've got something about Hugo. Let's find out about Hugo. Elizabeth informed Cassandra of an... Okay, that should be an argument. There's a typo there. There's a spelling mistake. Elizabeth informed Cassandra of an argument between Hugo and the major. Could this have been the instigator, the start to the tussle that resulted in his death? All right. Fingers are being pointed. Fingers are being pointed, everybody. Well, what was the idea in the last episode? Cassandra, the mother, was saying she suspected that the major had sent the first blackmail letter. He got the money, and then he sent another blackmail letter. And with the money he got from the first one, he paid it. So he was like, oh, I'm the hero. I am saving everybody. Okay, interesting. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it says inspect the garden. Alright, we've got to go to the garden. Why do we have to go to the garden? Well, first of all, let's do something first of all. Okay, give me a second. Let me go into... Not this one. No. Hang on. Yes. Let me go into the screen here. And let's go there. So I mentioned a red herring. Red herring. Let's look at this word. So they were saying that often Agatha Christie would use this like literary device. It's something that distracts the attention from the real issue. The romance plot continues to bleed into Miss Night and Day's finale, even as the series gives over to its grim thriller. After a bunch of red herrings, the murder is finally revealed to be the snooky, though seemingly harmless, intern. So a red herring is a device that authors use to make us think that someone did the crime, So this is a very typical thing that Agatha would use. So what we have to do now is we have to go to the garden. Let's check it out. It's, another thing. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. So, also in that little clip there of the TED Talks, they mentioned that Agatha Christie, another device that she would use is that the suspects of the murder are always quite isolated. They're stuck in a house, they're stuck on a train, nobody can escape, And here we are. In this game, there's a huge snowstorm, and there's been a murder, and nobody can leave the house because of the snow, you know what I mean? So there we go. That's a very typical Agatha Christie technique. Let's look what Monsieur Poirot says. Finding evidence of the figure from last night will on one hand confirm I'm not seeing things, as Mr. Sterling suggested, but on the other, pose even more questions that must be answered. So in the previous episode, we saw that we were in our bedroom and we saw a mysterious silhouette or shadow or a shape of a person outside in the night. We asked Archibald, the butler, I saw someone outside, and he's like, oh no, you're going crazy, it's nothing. So we're going to have a look now. What's this? An expensive lighter.
Huh.
A well-made lighter with the insignia of a military regiment. The major must have dropped it. What's this? Some garden tools. Garden tools have been left out presumably before the snow fell. Snowfall, everyone. Snowfalls. Okay, it must be freezing. Anything over here? Anything over here? Nothing? It's even the shape, so it's kind of nice. Milk bottles. They must have been left out for collection. I cannot see anyone making it through this snow, though. Notice though at the end of the sentence to express contrast. They must have been left out for collection. Contrast. I can't see anyone making it through, getting through this snow, though. So often when we're speaking in more an informal style, we use though at the end of the sentence. The restaurant was amazing, but it was quite pricey, though. Pricey. Expensive. Yeah? Fantastic food, very expensive. We often use this more for an informal way, but it's very nice, yeah? A nice way to express contrast. Here's the gate. Let's go check out the gate. Exit is impossible. No one gets out alive. The house is completely snowed in. It does not look like we shall be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. Let's find out. Let's go back inside. I imagine I'm pretty cold. Pretty cold. Get back on the track. Where am I going? Garden tools. No, let's go follow the tracks in the snow. The major's lighter. Pick it up, man. Anything else over here? Okay. Go in. Oh. Can I do this? There was a small trail of footprints in the snow. The major was seen walking around here yesterday. The snow is still falling and I am hardly dressed for the occasion. Yeah, for sure. Let's get back inside. What am I doing? I'm shivering. To shiver. My teeth are chattering. Yeah. All right. What do we got? No. No. Archibald, my man. All right, Archibald.
Whatever you need, detective.
Okay.
Your assistance has been most valuable as always.
Let's check out the mind map things. What have we got here? Okay, we got one thing. Oh, look. Nothing new. So, Gideon, ransom value. Gideon paid it off?
Come, my little grey cells. We must think logically.
Okay. Got it. Right. Major had a temper, paid it off. Cassandra wasn't happy. Major didn't have much to his name. Inspector Garden. Questions Cassandra's reasoning. Wasn't happy with the major. Okay, this is it.
I must act on thought.
Sorry, someone's messaging me, yeah?
Not on impulse.
So I was on mute. Hang on, let me just turn this off because otherwise my phone just keeps pinging. Okay, it's not that one. Wasn't happy with the mayor. Gideon paid off and she questioned Cassandra reason. What about this one?
Is there something I am not seeing?
Okay. Cassandra wasn't happy.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I wonder if the blackmail had a greater effect on their relationship than expected. So has their relationship been ruined, yeah, by this whole blackmail story? Talk to Angeline. Okay, let's go talk to Angeline. Angeline, where are you? Hang on.
Is there something I can help you with, detective?
Okay, was the arrival of the blackmail letter what caused the tension in Madame and the Major's relationship? So, did the blackmail, the blackmail started, did this cause the problem?
It had been that way for some time. Maman is not forthcoming with her emotions, as I'm sure you are aware. But I could tell she had not been happy with their arrangement for the last few months.
What arrangement?
What gave you that impression?
There was not one particular thing that she expressed. It was just the way she spoke to him, and of him when he wasn't present.
Ooh, she was speaking behind his back. She was really angry with the Major when we talked to her in the last episode, yeah?
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Okay. So we got what? Cassandra and the Major's relationship issues. Okay, that's it. There's nothing else. Archibald, anything to say for yourself?
Whatever you need, detective.
Your assistance has been most valuable as always.
What am I supposed to do here? Talk to her again?
Is there something I can help you with, detective?
No.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Let's get the blackmail. Nothing there. There's nothing there. No. What's the third one? Nothing new there. What am I supposed to do? Garden is closed. Let's go in here. Hang on. Salon is closed. The dining room is closed. I don't have any kind of orders. Am I missing something? Butler's pantry. Let's have a look. Okay. Staff quarters or something. Okay. Alright. I'm a bit confused here. What am I supposed to do next? I can't go up to the garden again.
Oh.
Alright. Let's go upstairs.
Oh.
Okay, who's this? Oh, this is the Comtesse. Let's talk to them. Who we got? We've got Gedeon, we've got Margaux. Let's talk to Gedeon.
Bonjour, Monsieur Demir.
Detective Poirot, how are you?
The truth, monsieur. With each step towards uncovering the blackmailer, I am thrown 2 steps back as to the identity of the Major's killer.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Is there something I can help you with?
Is there something I can help? After investigating the crime scene yesterday, I asked Monsieur Sterling to move the body, Archibald. While in the study, I noticed the major safe was locked. Would you know who has access?
Felix and Madame Vandenbosch are the only ones with keys, as far as I'm aware. Oh, and Archibald. I'm sure I heard Felix asking him to return something to it once.
I wonder why Monsieur Sterling did not mention this previously. After investigating the crime scene, I asked Monsieur Sterling to move the body.
Archibald came to me and asked for my help in the matter. My brother and I dealt with it.
To deal with the problem, everyone. I dealt with it. Deal, dealt.
Merci for your help. It is a job that only the professionals should have to undertake.
Right, moving bodies, yeah? Not a good job.
It's a job that had to be done. Although it may have affected my brother more than I.
How so?
At the sight of the body, the color drained from his face. Once we had reached the cellar, Zachariah took himself straight off to bed, without even a good night.
The cellar, yeah, underground, yeah? Under the ground floor. Have you spoken with Zach this morning?
I have not seen him since last night. I'm sure he will have been fine after a good night's sleep.
Zach likes to have a drink, everybody, by the way. I imagine the alcohol would have acted as a sufficient sleeping aid. Yeah, he likes to have a drink, this fella now, like 1 or 2, he likes a few gargles, as they would say.
He does not need his younger brother checking in on him.
Perhaps that is exactly what he requires.
Oh, bad brother.
I'm not sure what he told you yesterday, Detective, but he's a big boy. He can look after himself.
I worry that may not be the case, monsieur. His time in the war came up in conversation more than once during our conversations.
He's still talking about it. I thought talking to the doctor would have stopped all of that.
What doctor?
Merci, monsieur.
Thank you, mister. Okay, good. What about Margot? How are ya?
Countess, I wonder if I could ask you some questions.
How's it going?
That is it, detective? No small talk? No inflating of one's ego?
I am afraid not, Countess. With the murderer still loose in the house, my mind is rather preoccupied.
Right. He's thinking about other things than flirting, Margot.
Well then, detective, perhaps I can be of some assistance.
Comment, madame?
How, madame?
I thought you might like to know what I found on the Major's body.
What?
That certainly piqued your interest.
To pique my interest, yeah, it's to get my attention. If something piques my interest, it's like, hey, what? What happened? Yeah, it's a French word, obviously. Yeah, to pique pique is the pronunciation, like the peak of a mountain. Yeah.
A man has been murdered, and you find it acceptable to fool around and joke.
Right. So Gideon and Zach moved the body, and Margot, the countess, she found something on the Major. I am furious.
Oh, please, detective. Do you really think so little of me? Archibald asked for my assistance. He knows of my medical training from my days as a nurse, and I thought I would be able to help, even if it has been some years.
Okay, right. So she was a nurse.
It was not his place to grant you access to the body.
Poirot is furious, everybody.
I shall remember to keep my assistance to myself next time.
Oh, she's angry. What did you discover?
A single stab wound, which
Stab.
you no doubt already knew. The knife was held in their right hand. I would say their predominant hand.
Right, to be right-handed, you're predominant. Right-handed, left-handed. This is a laser pointer for my cat, by the way. That's right. It's not really a knife or anything like that. I pride myself on order and method, and this is far from either. A suspect in a murder investigation has examined the very victim that they are suspected of killing. It's like something out of a crime novel, everybody. Ha ha ha.
Judging by the
The
depth
fourth
of the
wall,
wound,
yeah?
I would say there was no great force put into the strike. More a sign of defense than attack.
Defensive wound. Judging by the depth of the wound, the injury, a wound, to be wounded, a bomb went off, 25 people were wounded. I would say there was no great force put into the strike, more a sign of defense than attack. Ooh.
If I had to say what weapon was used, a small sharp knife or dagger.
I don't know what the difference is between a knife and a dagger. For me, they're just knives. This may confirm my suspicions of the Major's knife being used to kill him.
I understand it may be difficult for one to keep such information to yourself, but I ask you to try. Your involvement has already tainted my investigation.
Okay, to taint something. The crime scene has been tainted by people walking all over, so Poirot is not happy.
You are welcome, detective.
You are welcome, detective. She is furious as well. She's not happy. She thought she was doing the right thing. When my superior officer hears of the goings-on in the house, I will surely be seeing the green fields of the countryside once more. I must do all I can to redeem the reputation I have worked to build, starting with finding the killer. Okay, I am focused now, yeah?
S'il vous plaît, Comtesse. Keep this information to yourself.
S'il vous plaît, please, yeah? Please, Countess, keep this information to yourself. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we got some stuff going on here now. What's new? No, there's nothing new. Okay. Don't know what that's about. Okay. Zack was shocked by the Major's corpse because he's suffering from the wars. Zack was therapized. Jesus, I've never seen this word before. Therapized. He went to therapy after the war. Gideon claims Archibald has access to the safe. Anything else? I can't believe Archibald would allow this to happen. The crime scene and body have been tainted. Ransom value. Here? No.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Okay.
Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Cassandra believes Major had a temper. Cassandra wasn't happy with the Major. Well, this one here, maybe.
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay. The ransom value. South Korea. Shocked for the corpse of the price. Gideon paid off it was ruined. Cassandra wasn't happy and reasoning. What about these two?
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay. Zachariah was shocked. Okay, and he went to therapy.
Magnifique.
Magnificent! I have heard of men returning physically from war, but their minds remain on the battlefield, of course. Shell shock, they used to call it back in those days. This would be like I think we're between the First and Second World Wars here, so that would be like, what, 1918 to 1939? And they used to call it shell shock, yeah, that the soldiers would come back with the bombs and the artillery and boom, boom, boom. You know, you're not the same after that, yeah? Talk to Gedeon. Zack may have shell shock. I just said, I've heard of people returning. Okay, good. Let's talk to Gedeon. Hi, Gedeon. How's it going?
If it will help you find the Major's killer, of course.
Yes, please. Your brother was seeing a doctor?
When he returned from the war, he was a different man. Everything became about what he had seen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I cannot speak from experience, but I can only imagine the horrors he must have witnessed.
And of course, the First World War was incredibly terrible.
The first weeks he would wake in the night, screaming. I found him one night, cowering behind the desk in the study. When I tried to help him out from beneath it, well, it was the first time I had ever feared for my life.
My experience of the First World War is, one time when I was living in Turkey, I went to a place called Gallipoli, and Çanakkale was the city, I think it's called Çanakkale. But what I did was, it was my birthday, and in the morning I did a trip, like a guided tour, and we went to see the ancient ruins of Troy, like the Trojan horse, Helen of Troy, Paris, all of that kind of stuff. It was really, really cool. It was me and 3 Americans, and in the afternoon then I went to this place which was the site of a famous war in the First World War between like the Allies and like the British and Australians, New Zealanders and Indians, and I think there was some Irish there, and the Turkish in Gallipoli, and it was a disaster from the beginning. But it's the only time I've ever been to like a war cemetery, and it was just horrible. I was there And I went to like I went to all the cemeteries. But like walking in the cemetery, there was like nobody. The cemetery was huge, as far as you can see. It's just gravestones as far as you could see, and there was like nobody under the age of 30. They were all in their 20s. It was just horrible, and I was really kind of depressed after this. It was my birthday. Yeah, what did you do for your birthday? I went to a war cemetery, but I remember then I was in Chinakale and I went to this bar and I was eating a pizza. I had a beer and a pizza and I was really kind of like feeling really gloomy after the morning was great going to Troy, but in the evening it was kind of depressing going to Gallipoli, and I just remember sitting in this bar on my own and I was having a beer and I was eating a pizza, and then it was like I ate the pizza and I cracked a tooth. And it was like, oh, happy birthday, Brian. it was kind of depressing, I won't lie. I was not feeling happy that evening. More cemeteries and cracked teeth. Anyway, so the first night he would wake screaming. I found him one night cowering, hiding behind a desk in the study. And when I tried to help him out from beneath it, well, that was the first time I ever feared for my life. Oh my
That is
God.
not why you two are no longer close?
So they had a fight or something, maybe. He feared for his life. He thought he was going to die.
And not at all, Detective. We were always very different in nature. While I had always wanted to follow an academic path, Zachariah was more of a free spirit. Or at least as free as our father and the laws would allow.
Bit of a hippie.
And yet he ended up in the military. Quite the contrast.
He ended up in the military. Okay, this is a nice expression meaning to finish, yeah? So, like, for example, I went out last night with some friends for dinner, and they were going to keep going, and I was saying, no, I have to get up early in the morning because I'm doing a stream on YouTube, and I'll see you all later. And then I spoke to my friends this morning, and I said, what did you end up doing last night? I said, we went to a club, or we went to the cinema, yeah? So it's like kind of for the end of the night, what did you end up doing? But he ended up, so Zach ended up in the military. He's a free spirit, yeah? But he joined the military. Quite the contrast, you would imagine.
Our father demanded that he at least try to do something with his life.
Mm.
When some of his friends joined the army, he signed up with them.
He signed up. He signed up to them. He signed a contract.
It wasn't long before he moved out from the family home after his return from the army. I always assumed that he had put the war and everything that came with it behind him. He was moving on. Now I see that is far from the truth.
Gedeon sounds sad. I believe I have gathered everything that is required. Monsieur Sterling will be able to assist me in gaining access to the Major's study. Monsieur Sterling being Archibald the butler. Where is he? There he is. Archibald, can I have a word, please? I have a bone to pick with you, we say. I'm angry, I'm
Whatever
annoyed.
you need, Detective.
I wish to inspect the Major's study again. Can I call you Archie?
Certainly, Detective.
No, I demand that you let me in. How are we doing? We're on 51 minutes. This room is still a crime scene and should have remained untouched, but it looks as though it has been ransacked. Here's a nice word, everyone. Ransacked. Give me a second. Let me go into ransacked. Kind of like destroyed. I don't know. Ransacked. The police came in and ransacked the house, or the thieves, to look through something thoroughly, in detail, in often a rough way. He and 15 members watched the agents ransack the office. or to search through and steal from in a forceful and damaging way. The thieves ransacked the house, to ransack something. You'll often see that, like, in films. You see that in films, don't you? When there's been a burglary, and the hero's gone out and he comes back home and everything in his house is all over the place. They've ransacked my house. Yeah. So that's what's happening here. Let's have a look. You can see it's been ransacked. Well, luckily, I requested Mr. Sterling to have the body wrapped and moved, which has been done, thankfully. What else has gone on here? What's happening, everybody? We're going to find out. I see a cigar. No. I see a hat stand or coat stand. Let's have a look. We've got a letter. We've got a photo. We've got the safe. Anything over here before we start? We've got the window, the typewriter. Nothing. Okay, let's have a look. Well, the safe has been opened. The safe was locked earlier on, wasn't it? Let's read the letter. I wonder who the letter is from, everyone. Let's find out. Are you excited? Me too. All right, cool. Someone was obviously looking for something in particular in the Major's documents. These accounts have been thoroughly rifled through. They've been searching to rifle through something. To be very thorough is to be very exact. You're concentrating on it, yeah? All right, let's find out. The Major has recently taken out a large loan and the interest rate is astronomical. Astronomical. Do you think that means it's really, 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 really big? Or do you think that means really, 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 really small? It would be big. The interest rate on the loan, yeah? To borrow money. I go to the bank and I want to borrow some money because I want to buy a car. And the bank say, yes, Brian, of course, we will lend you the money. We'll lend you the cash. Yeah. So then I have a car loan as a noun. Yeah. The verb is to lend me a book, lend you a book, lend pen, and to borrow the book, to borrow the pen. But that is a loan. Generally, you have a holiday loan, you have a car loan, maybe you're doing something to your house, yeah, you get money to build a new kitchen or something. But if it's to buy a house, we call that a mortgage. A mortgage is a different word. We don't say a house loan, we say a mortgage. So it's astronomical, it's huge, it's enormous, it's astronomical. Really nice word there. It's an intensifier, everyone, for like big. So we know the Major has taken out a loan. We've got some empty envelopes now. Some of you might not know what an envelope is. An envelope is something that you would write a letter, and you would put it into an envelope, and you would address the envelope, and then you buy a stamp, and then you would post the envelope. But really, we don't do that anymore, do we? When was the last time you wrote a letter? Not an email, a letter. Addressed to the Major with no return address. Check out the photo. I must admit, side by side, there is a striking resemblance between Mère et Fille, which is mother and daughter, I think, yeah? Perhaps such flattery is the best way to win over Madame Van den Bosch. To flatter someone. You're looking fantastic today. You're really great. Do you know that? Yeah? I'm trying to flatter. You are the best viewers on YouTube, everyone. There you go. There's Cassandra and there's Angeline, and there is a hand and a leg. Okay. Normal. How strange, the Viscount was also present in the picture, but has been folded out. Fold the paper. I did not think there was any hostility between the Major and the late Viscount. Slipping into an accent there, sorry. Okay, we check out. Ooh, a letter. Seal, closed. How strange! I could not access this yesterday, but now it has been left wide open. Scratches are obvious around the lock. Someone in this house was eager to see the safe's contents. Somebody wanted to get into the safe. A half-sealed letter addressed to Madame Van den Bosch from the Major. I am not one to read others' private mail, but under the circumstances, usually I would not open the letter and read it, but special actions for special times, I suppose. My dearest Cassandra, it feels as though it has been an age since I have been able to set my eyes on you. A day I have waited for so impatiently. I'm impatient. Yeah, I can't wait. I keep the photograph of us together at the lake close to my heart, always. I cannot wait to see how young Angeline has grown. Her beauty will surely soon reach that of her mother's. He's flattering. I hope the gifts from the Orient, Asia, reached you fine. They are really something to behold. They are something to see. That work that has kept me away for so long is drawing to a close, and I will be returning to the continent within a month. At your request, I have found accommodation in the city. To draw to a close. Coming to a finish, coming to an end. It's drawing to a close. It pains me to think of being so close and yet unable to be with you every moment. But if it eases your worry, I shall not continue to question it. I will arrange for a visit to the house. An old friend returning will surely raise minimal suspicions. I think he's got the hots for Cassandra, everyone. I think he's got the hots, yeah? And it's a very kind of intimate letter, isn't it, yeah? Raising minimal suspicions? What's going on here? I understand that the Viscount is also currently out of the country. What a surprise. What a coincidence. I hope you have not felt the strain of loneliness take over, and it will not be long until we are reunited. Until that day, until the end of mine, my heart is yours. Okay, that was the Major. It seems that there is a great deal of Madame Van den Bosch and the Major's relationship that she has withheld. She was accusing him of blackmailing her. She said she didn't like him, that he's abusive. It's clear from this letter that their affection for one another has been more than that of friendship. For some time, everyone, the mention of young Angeline suggests it may go back as far as 20 years. Oh my God, he's the father, isn't he? He's Angeline's father. I don't know. Anything else? To the Major's bedroom. Let's check out here. Okay, we've got something here. Anything new? What's this? The Major confessed his love for Cassandra. There's no other way that this could be understood. The Major had strong feelings for Cassandra. Anything else? Okay, alright, so we've come to that conclusion. The Major has got, right, there's a lot of stuff to look at here. Let's have a look. Empty envelopes. Torn. Too torn. This room has been left in quite a state with multiple envelopes ripped apart and discarded. It's addressed to the Major. The Major has obviously received some correspondence. Was it of the same nature? Okay. What about this? The loan, the money. He took out a big loan, a sizable loan. High interest rates. Large sum of money. Oh yeah, look. Ransom value. Betcha, betcha, betcha.
What a revelation!
Yeah. He took out a loan. The major paid the letter that was addressed to him. He must have been worried enough that something would be released to the public. But what? The major paid the blackmail ransom. The ransom is the money. If someone's blackmailing me, I have to give money. Or you kidnapped. If somebody gets kidnapped, you have to pay a ransom. The money. The major paid the letter that has been addressed to him. He must have been worried enough. Okay. Unsent. The major must have spent some time putting his feelings and plans down onto paper, but why would he not send it? Addressed to Cassandra from the major, although private, it may hold something useful. He confessed his love for Cassandra. Angeline and Cassandra, the photo. The torn foot, well, folded, I think it is, yeah? The Viscount's image was torn out. Okay, good. What's Archibald been up to? You know, Zach has shell shock. Yeah, he's a bit traumatized. These two? No?
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Okay. Large sum of money. Agent paid it off?
I cannot see the logic in this.
Okay.
Perhaps a second look at the evidence in...
What about this one? Ransom value, high interest rate.
Is there something I am not...
No. Angeline and Cassandra.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Right. So, Angeline and Cassandra, and so Angeline's very attached to the major. She likes him. The hidden photos of them, along with Angeline's attachment to him, proves he cared deeply for them. Blackmail. Because this is the idea, right? That
Order and method. That is the way
the
to
major
solve
sent the
problem.
first blackmail letter, took the money, and then did another one and paid it. So maybe that's not it. Okay, what about these two? No. Ah.
Come, my little grey cells. We must think...
It's got to do with money. I'm pretty sure it's got to do with the money.
I must act on thought and...
Cassandra and the major had relationship issues. The major cared. Okay.
Another success.
Yeah.
I never doubted myself.
Thank you. I believe the major would do anything to remain in the comfortable life he's accustomed to, but would he stoop so low as to fake a blackmail letter? To stoop is to bend. And when you say someone stoops really low, they're doing something dirty, they're doing something illegal or nasty. Okay. The major faked the blackmail. Yeah. He faked it and he paid it.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
So this is the theory from Cassandra that the Major sent the first blackmail letter, Gideon paid it, then the Major took the money from that and then wrote another blackmail letter, and he paid it, I think. The evidence shows that the Major was not the author of the blackmail letter, because he took out a loan. The Major was a victim just like Mademoiselle Angeline. Whoever it is that is writing these letters knows a great deal about many people. I wonder how many more have received similar letters. Objective complete. The Major, everyone, is innocent. The uncertain connection between the Major and the ransom has been resolved. The Major was being blackmailed. The letters were not written by his hand. They were not penned by him. What remains unresolved is why the Major was being blackmailed. Two cases of extortion under one roof. The question of their relationship must be asked. The Major's secret is anything but obvious from his letter. I now have a blackmailer, a murderer, and their weapon. If the correct process is followed, they shall all be found. Tailor swiftly, or as we say, quickly. I should go. The room has already revealed enough new insights into Madame's and the Major's lives. Alright.
Detective Poirot, I have been asked to inform you that Lady Van den Bosch has returned to her room, and she wishes not to be disturbed.
Lady Van den Bosch is Cassandra.
Merci. Madame certainly has mastered the art of subtlety.
Subtlety. Good pronunciation there. Subtlety. No B.
They may not be the exact words she used, but I'm sure you can imagine. Excuse me. I have some further duties to attend to in the pantry.
Pantry? I think pantry's where you keep food, isn't it? Pantry, is that like before people had fridges? It's like kind of a cold room or storeroom or something like that. Pantry. I think maybe before we had like fridges, you know what I mean? You'd have a kind of a chill room or cool room. Pantry. Pantry. A room or closet used for storage for which food is brought to the table. A room for preparation of foods on order. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Right, because they didn't have fridges back then, did they? Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. I always thought it was kind of like a chilled room or cold room or something like that, you know? Anyway, I digress. So, Archibald says, they may not be the exact words she used, but I'm sure you can imagine. Excuse me, I have some further duties to attend to in the pantry. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to search the top floor now there is no one to disturb me. There is one room that holds particular interest. Okay. We're going to snoop around. We're going to have a look. We're going to be nosy, everybody. Nosy. I should inspect the storage room while I have this rare opportunity. I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to go for a little walk. I'm being a bit naughty here. Hello, Cassandra. Hi, Cassandra. I was told you must not be disturbed.
Detective Poirot, what do you think you are doing in here?
I have something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh,
Well, I hope it is important enough to justify barging into one's bedroom.
to barge in, to go in forcefully. The police barged in.
I assure you it is.
Good, because this has gone on far too long. We are snowed in this house while a murderer runs amok.
Runs amok, runs free, runs crazy, out of control. The crowd ran amok.
I can understand your frustrations, but it is not as simple as...
You were once an incompetent officer, and now it seems you are just as incompetent as a detective.
If I was not being lied to and misled at every turn, perhaps the murderer would already be in custody.
Ho ho! Touché!
I hope you are not suggesting I had something to do with Felix's murder.
Not pointing the finger, but I'm pointing the finger.
I am suggesting that if I had the support that everyone claims they are offering, we would be in a very different situation.
Everyone is hiding something, people. Everyone is hiding something. Now, in that video we were watching at the beginning of the TED Talks, they were said that often Agatha Christie used a literary device of that the characters don't know each other, and often very stereotypical kind of people. But here they all seem to know each other. They have all been friends for a long time.
If you have something you want to ask, I suggest you ask me now.
What is your favorite color?
We met before Angeline was born, so he was often at the house when she was growing up.
They met before Angeline was born.
And where was it you two met?
I was attending an event. Felix was also in attendance as a serving officer. A conversation was struck.
To strike, struck, yeah. To strike can be like to hit or something, but we have the expression to strike up a conversation. I was waiting for the bus yesterday and I struck up a conversation with one of the other people waiting to start a conversation.
So it was not through the Viscount that you two met?
I did not require my husband to start conversations on my behalf.
It was you that instigated it then.
My, detective. That active imagination of yours has taken you on quite some journey.
Not just Poirot, I have to say. I think we're all having the same idea here, Cassandra. Can I call you Cassie? Cassie is attempting to deflect from a subject she obviously does not feel comfortable discussing. I want to talk about the letter.
I'm sure he has hundreds of letters in there. Most of them could and should have been thrown away a long time ago. You are going to have to be more specific.
The love letters, Cassie, the love letters.
I refer to the letter addressed to you, the one of a romantic nature.
I was told a peachy peach about kissy kiss.
Romantic nature. Please, detective. Felix did not have a romantic bone in his body.
We often use this expression, yeah? A bone. He doesn't have a bad bone in him. You know, somebody who's just a really, really nice person. You say, oh yeah, he's lovely. You know, he doesn't have a bad bone in him. He doesn't have a romantic bone in him. You know, it means like 0%. You know.
He made his intentions quite clear in the letter. I must admit, I myself was surprised.
Yeah, right. Kissy, kissy.
You really do have quite the active imagination, detective. If that is how you wish to interpret it, so be it. But I can assure you, the Major did not think of me that way, and certainly did not include it in a letter.
She is in denial. Yeah, she's gone to Egypt, everybody. She's in denial. The late Viscount, the husband, and the Major were surely friends there. Yeah, a lot of people dying around our friend Cassandra here, yeah? A lot of people dying.
Edwin spent much of his time away on business before Angeline was born. Felix was a welcome distraction from the loneliness of the house.
Welcome distraction from the loneliness. Yeah, I think we all know what that means, Cassandra.
You were alone in the house.
The staff continued their duties, of course, but trying to get any sort of sophisticated or cultured conversation from them was like drawing blood from a stone.
I totally understand you, yeah, I totally understand you. People around me, it's like getting to draw blood from a stone. This is a nice expression, okay? She's being a bit snobby here, isn't she, you know? She's saying that they're all kind of plebs and they are uncultured and unsophisticated. To draw blood from a stone means really difficult. It was like drawing blood from a stone, yeah? Let me give you an example. I lend my friend some money. And my friend's really bad. He just won't pay me back, you know? And it was like drawing blood from a stone to get that money back out of him. Yeah, he's a very tight-fisted person. Yeah, to draw blood from a stone. It's a nice expression.
And when Angeline was born?
Edwin remained at home. It was his duty as a father.
Hmm.
And the Major?
Hmm.
He had his own business and life to tend to. But we remained in touch via letter. Around the time of Edwin's passing, Felix had relocated to the area.
Is this a red herring, everybody? Like I was saying at the beginning, is this a red herring? Is this like a distraction, a misdirection? You know, we're getting a letter. The Major's like, oh, kissy, kissy, kissy stuff, you know? And Cassandra's like, no, this is not true. And then they're friends before Angeline was married. So, you know, we're using our imagination. We're going towards the idea that maybe the Major was Angeline's father. Yeah, because like they had a very good relationship, you know? I wonder. Or is this a red herring? Madame is incredibly coy and brief with the information she offers, but with the Viscount's death coinciding with the Major's return, surely a mere coincidence is too far-fetched. It's too crazy an idea. It's far-fetched.
I think that is all for now. Merci, madame.
Thank you, my lady. And then you have to walk out like this, you know? Alright. Let's go out. So we did interrupt her. We did... How are we doing? 80, okay. Alright, what we're going to do is, let's have a look. We need to look at the art. Let's look. Painting. There are a number of spectacular pieces in Madame van den Bosch's eclectic art collection. Eclectic, meaning very wide and different. People say to me, Brian, what kind of music do you like? And I would say, oh, I have a very eclectic taste. Yeah, I like electronic music. I like folk music. I like jazz music. I like classical music. I like pop music. I like techno, I like reggaeton, I like heavy metal, I don't really, but you know, it's eclectic, wide ranging. Alright, the painting. A painting of a boat sailing across a vast ocean. The artist is clearly very talented. Vast, again, meaning wide, big, yeah, vast. Okay. What's here? Angeline Gideon's bedroom. Can we go in here? Okay. Another painting. We're going to check out the art while we're here, everybody. Painting of an atmospheric forest scene. Artist captured the ambience of the forest perfectly. Atmospheric, you know, it's very, imagine the forest, very green, maybe a bit dark, light shining through, it's very atmospheric music as well. the ambience, the feeling of the forest perfectly. Okay, cool. Wonder who's the painter.
Aha.
A painting of a majestic mountain, the tip of which pierces the clouds above. The attention to detail is fantastic. Great language there. Fantastic, majestic. Anyone doing exams, yeah? Okay, good. Books. Oh, exquisite artwork. I just got some sort of award there. I could spend every waking moment reading about the adventures of the characters within these books. He's a reader, everybody. He's a reader, which is quite nice, yeah? I used to read lots and lots and lots of books, but, you know, like everybody else, you know, staring at the screen, scrolling. But what I've been doing lately is I've been going to the beach and I've been leaving my phone at home, you know? I leave my phone at home and I've been bringing a book. I've got a book by Blind Boy, which my nephew gave me as a present. And it's a book of short stories. So I've been going to the beach, go for a quick swim, and I've been reading a short story. No mobile phones, no headphones, no nothing. It's actually been really, really nice just to disconnect from the never-ending ping, pings, you know what I mean? So it's really, really nice. I would highly recommend it. Just put your phone away, go for a walk, read a short story. Because even now I use like ebooks as well. I have a tablet, you know. But so it's nice to read a kind of a hard copy. Anyway, that's my advice for a Sunday afternoon. And so Hercule is like saying the same thing because he has no mobile phone, he has no tablets. He says, I could spend every waking moment reading about the adventures because that's what books give us, yeah? More reading, less shite, Twitter and social media. Alright, see, that's it. We done everything? Alright. Let's go.
Oh.
Gazing, looking at stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures. Nice. Anywhere else? It's over here. Well, what am I supposed to do? The storage. Okay. Here's the storeroom. I think we're going to finish it there then, everyone. We will... I don't want to get sucked into another big investigation. Good. We'll look at the vase. Vase or vase? How do you pronounce that word? I say a vase. Lots of people will say vase. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. I'm going to finish it there. We've just done about an hour and 15 minutes of that. What have we found out? Well, we searched the garden. We searched the garden for clues. Didn't find anything really, to be honest with you. We searched the ransacked study. The safe had been opened. We found the letters to Cassandra. We found the photograph. We've been piecing together some of the evidence, and we've come to the conclusion that the Major was not the blackmailer. Yeah, that he is innocent. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, there's a question there. Is it misdirection? Was the Major the father of Angeline? I don't know, but we need to find out. So, I'm going to leave it there. We've been doing it for like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 25 minutes. I think that's enough. If you enjoyed this stream, if you enjoyed the video, please press like, subscribe, and I would be really, really grateful. And also, my friend, what I did at the beginning there, is quickly, is, hang on. Yeah, okay, hang on. I can put this, order this up, can I? Okay, I can. If I go here. Alright, anyway, this is Verbivore. This is my friend Iona. She's doing this. They're doing every Thursday at 6 o'clock in Spanish time. They are doing this. There's an app from Team Dynamics. You can get it on the Apple Store and the Google Store. Download it. It's free, and that will give you access to the kind of conversation club that they're doing there on Thursdays. I wanted to join in, but I just seem to be busy every Thursday evening, you know, because I'm an online teacher myself, and I give online classes all around the world. What's the strangest place I've given a lesson to? Let me think. I would definitely say Kiribati. What? Kiribati. Exactly. When my students said, I'm from Kiribati, I thought, is this a city or somewhere? Kiribati. Kiribati. Yeah? Google Map it. Shall I show you? Hang on. Let's go to Google Maps. I'll show you really quickly, yeah? Because it was so strange. I'd never heard of this place before. And so the guy said to me, oh yeah, I'm from Kiribati. And I went, where the hell is this? I've never heard of Kiribati. And it's in the middle of nowhere, everybody. Here's Kiribati. And they've got really good internet, yeah? It's the other side of the world. Now, this is the island. Give it a second to load up. You can see the different towns. You've got London, you've got Paris, you've got Poland, you've got Tabwakea, you've got Banana, and you've got something Kiritimati, yeah? Kiribati, which is a country. Let's have a look where it is. We're going to pull back slowly. It's, in English we would say it's in the middle of nowhere. It's over there. It's one of these tiny, tiny islands between Australia and South America. So that was really cool, you know. This is why I really like teaching online, because I can get to meet people from different places, you know. And it's kind of cool, and I like that. If you're watching from different countries, I'm in Spain. I see that there's people from America, there's people from Japan and France, etc. watching. Leave a comment and tell me where you're from, yeah? And that would be quite cool, yeah? I'd really appreciate that. So, that's it for this evening. It's Sunday. It's 1 o'clock. It's time for lunch, I think. Hope you enjoy what's left of the weekend, and I will see you soon. I'm doing the next Hercule Poirot Wednesday morning next week. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. Okay. Enjoy. Have a good weekend, and I will talk to you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great time. Bye-bye.